Today I'm going to share with you how is it that you're going to choose a fever detection system. That is actually our first line of defense against the spread of the virus. Now, in the new normal that we are facing right now, there are a lot of places that are already implementing manual temperature taking procedures in order to comply with the regulations that is imposed by the government. But we know that having a manual temperature taken is actually a very laborious task, and it is also very risky in the sense that it does not practice social distancing. So what I'm going to share with you is only a few limitations of the manual detection system. Okay, obviously number one is that when your staff or your personnel and all things have to take the temperature of the person, there is no social distancing that is actually being practiced. There is actually a close proximity during the screening process. Number two is obviously because of the slow process, there will be normally large queues who will be waiting to do the screening process. Number three is obviously because you will need to have a manual record keeping process as well. The people who come into a premises or walk through a building will actually have to record their details manually in a notebook. Right? That can actually be very laborious as well. And obviously, when you have close contact between a large crowd and also your personnel taking temperature at a close range, then it actually increases the risk of transmission because of the close proximity. Okay? So what we'll go through now is that what are the things that you want to look for in a fever screening system. Obviously, how to choose one that is most suitable for you. Right? Now, the first question you need to ask is that if you need facial recognition of the person being screened, right? If your answer is yes, then what you would want to look for is actually a single or a workplace screening system. Now, if your answer is no, then you will want to go for a mass screening system. So I'll differentiate the two again, and I'll break down all the different aspects and the features and all those kind of things that you will be looking for. Okay, for single workplace screening system, right? What are the functions and features that you should consider looking at? Obviously, number one, you want to know whether you are going to use it for indoor or outdoor setting, right? Whether it's within the office premise, office building, or within a retail premise, or you want to install a system in your guardhouse, right? The second one is that the number of facial images that you can actually store in your device, right? It can range depending on the number of employees you have, okay? But the systems that we have can actually store between 10,000 to 50,000 images of your employees, right? Obviously, scan speed is one of the important things. Whether you want to have something that is actually within plus or minus 0.3 seconds or plus or minus 0.8 seconds, right? The scan speed will actually facilitate the screening process that you have in your premises. And then auto record, obviously also very important, because the systems that you want to look for you will require it to have a timestamp for anybody who actually comes into your premises. They will actually take the temperature of the person. It will actually record the time and the date that the person comes in. And also very importantly, you want to know that the system that you choose, whether it's actually customizable with your HR system or your attendance system, and also to be able to keep records so that you actually can comply with government regulations. Now, for the mass screening systems that you want to choose, okay, what are the considerations or the features that you will have to look for, right? Number one is obviously because you will be screening a large number of people that's passing by at the same time. Obviously, what you want to look for is whether that the scanner will be able to scan at a distance. So you want to see whether it can scan from 0.5 meter or all the way up to about 6 meter, which is about 21 feet, right? The second one, whether this system can actually do a multi-detection of the people passing by, right? So some of the systems, they will say, okay, you can scan about 3 people at one time. The more sophisticated one can go up to about 12 persons per scan, right? Obviously, your scan speed as well, you want to have a very fast processor that actually can scan the temperatures of the people who are passing by and detect their temperatures, right? So it ranges anywhere from 0.3 seconds or 0.3 seconds to 0.5 seconds. Those are the parameters that you should be looking for, okay? Obviously, auto recording of the people who pass pass your premises and so on. Okay, the auto recording part of it is important in the sense that it will be able to detect anybody with an elevated temperature. So once you've already set your temperature settings, okay, if anybody has a high fever passing by a premises, the alarm will sound to warn you that there is actually people with a possible symptom coming into your place, right? So your people or your security and all will be alerted that there is actually a threat coming into your premises. And obviously, again, this system can be customized to your back-end system, your access control, your HR or time attendance system, and also to be able to provide you with the compliance records to fulfill the government regulations. So when you want to choose a fever detection system, okay, these are the main points that you'll be looking for, regardless of whether it's a single pass unit or a multiple pass unit. Obviously, you want to know whether your system will be able to detect, will have facial recognition features. You will want to store your database of all your employees in there so that when they come in, the system will be able to identify who the person is. Okay. Number two, of course, is high scanning speed. You want a system that actually can detect temperature very quickly. Number three is safe scanning distance. You don't want to have something that is will scan it at too close to the person's forehead. You want to range maybe something like about 0.3 or 0.5 meter away at the minimum, right? You want to have something that is very high accuracy, something like about plus or minus 0.3 degrees to 0.5 degrees, right? You want to have an auto alarm to actually warn you in any event that somebody has an elevated temperature coming in as well. Okay, and then storage capacity of the system, obviously that's important because that will actually help you in keeping your records for compliance purposes. Okay, and you also want the system to be configurable, that is able to display the output or the visual images to multiple devices. You can actually display it on your mobile phone, you can actually display the output on a tablet or a computer, or if you choose to do it, you also can display it on a big screen TV if you like. And of course, whether it's configurable so that you actually have the record for compliance purposes.